Dubious Khan, and welcome into the Idiot Box, where we take a look at television of the past and present and try to figure out where things went so horribly, horribly wrong. While I try to provide a mix of both positive and negative reviews on this show, the fact is I really don't have a high opinion of a lot of televised entertainment out there. And today we're going to take a look at what has to be one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. Pointless, unnecessary, unentertaining, and occasionally just outright offensive. I am, of course, talking about...
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
What the hell? Sorry, that was weird. Anyway, so let's take a look at...
And remember, if you're not going to laugh for me, snappy patter, laugh for little Johnny. Little Johnny was in the hospital tonight and can't laugh because he has no lips.
What you can do, you can make yourself a nice little baloney patch doll. Isn't that a face any mother could love? Yeah, of course it is. But, you know, sometimes the shelf life is a little short, but you can change his expression at will. Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud, what the hell is going on? Sorry, folks, hang on just a second. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. Looks like we're getting some kind of cross signals here. It's breaking into mine. Let's try...
Falling headlong into molten vats of chicken parts, bopping hysterically.
Alright, that's it. Screw what I was going to review, I'll do it another time. If this other damn show wants to keep breaking in on my transmission, then I'm willing to take up the challenge. This is Shadoevision.
Shadoevision is a self-described comedy experiment that originally aired in 1986 on Cinemax and was created and produced by DJ and actor Shadoe Stevens. The hour-long special was later cut up into segments and rebroadcast as part of the equally strange late-night anthology series Weird TV. The special is a surreal mix of random comedy segments, stock footage, and a plot involving interdimensional travel, a pirate television broadcast designed to evolve the human race, and a self-absorbed asshole named Norman Jones, all colliding headlong into something altogether different and bizarre and way ahead of its time.
But does it hold up now? Or does it hold up at all? And how strange could this show possibly be?
If none of this makes sense to you, really, it may already be too late.
Hey! My show. We get clips when I say we get clips. Anyway, be prepared to wonder what the hell you're watching, because this is Shadoevision.
So we open on a statement about television comedy.
I don't know about you, but I'm both terrified and delighted at the same time by the implications of that statement.
Jumping into the show proper, we open on a sunrise in a major metropolitan city. Seems like a normal day in the city, all the usual hustle and bustle, and the music's kind of catchy and...
Well, that was abrupt.
And here we meet Norman Jones, our alleged hero.
Just trust me. Now, what did we say when we first met? That's right. I do the thinking, you do the smiling.
What an asshole.
As Norman psychologically dominates his girlfriend, Faith Pate, something strange begins happening.
Good, 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 girl.
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
While Norman tries to get Faith back on the phone, he gets distracted by a deranged doomsayer screaming outside his window.
My mind goes jitter, 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 jitter. Think about it. Think about it.
Yes, think about it, because starting now, all sense of normalcy is going right out the window.
You know who you are.
Norm, you gotta come see this. It just keeps going over and over.
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
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 Change it
This is
again.
not mind control.
Apparently stations everywhere are being jammed. No one knows where it's coming from or why. But reports are coming in from
Civilized countries all over the world. that this phenomenon cannot be explained. They say, think about it. Well, maybe we should.
And in one reporter's opinion, I frankly am.
Think about it.
Think about it.
So while his coworkers try to figure out what's going on the TV, Norm tries once again to get Faith back on the phone.
You're an asshole, and you know it!
This is too weird.
Well, look what's hitting the fan. Like a mystic brain kick through the wimp meat of the beyond comes a monstrous paranoia so unthinkably intense the entire world is in turmoil. And just what hypnotic, wallop-packed, mind-warping mumbo-jumbo has the power to pierce the babbling chitter-chatter and put people in panic? Take away their TV, and look what happens.
Jeez, I haven't seen this kind of TV-based rioting since Bobby Ewing came back from the dead. Look it up.
As we watch Norm running through the streets with the rioters, we start getting the strangest opening narration since The Twilight Zone.
You are about to enter the outer realm, beyond a state of mind, a dimension at the edge of reason. Somewhere in the void between the accepted and the unexpected. Shadoevision.
Shadoe Stevens is no Rod Serling. And thank God for that.
We follow Norm through the streets, and he finds a huge door standing on the beach. Shoving the door open, he runs through a bunch of hallways before winding up in Salvador Dali's bathroom. Or something. He finds another exit which only leads to a vast expanse of space which he begins falling through, ultimately encountering some kind of spaceship, and then we have a musical number.
Walk around in a haze, or wake in a maze. You can run, you can grumble, give up, don't give a damn. Or you can move to the rhythm, be a luminary. No matter where you wanna go, no matter where you've been, out of optimistication, be a luminary.
Suddenly I have an inexplicable craving for Jell-O.
Norm crashes into the ship, landing in one of the audience seats, and we finally begin to get an idea of where this deranged pirate broadcast is coming from.
With more of your mind and mine in mind, it's Shadoevision Thought Control, starring Johnny Dakota. I'm Wiggy Higgins, along with Harley Quiver and the IBBW Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and the Whiplash Acrobatic Collective for fun in the outer realm. And now, it's back to...
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My God, it's worse than I thought. Someone has given Shadoe Stevens his own talk show.
Actually, here we meet the host of the Shadoevision broadcast, Johnny Dakota, who can hopefully explain what the hell is going on here.
Welcome back to the show that keeps your mind in mind. If you're just now joining us, what do you say we strap in for a little EV test? We're going to test your evolutionary IQ and find out just where you're coming from. And when we do, we'll be broadcasting to your own personal level. Wiggy Higgins, ladies and gentlemen. Wiggy Higgins. Now remember, don't look at your hands. Don't worry about them, but don't look at them.
What are you talking about? Why shouldn't I look at my...
For the next 30 seconds, try to remember everything you're about to see. Here we go now. Okay, now forget everything you've just seen and try not to remember everything coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce that we are now broadcasting at your own personal level.
Okay, could you send me some episodes of My Little Pony then? I'd like to watch something that makes a little more sense than this. Also, could you have somebody explain exactly what the hell this broadcast of yours is supposed to do?
Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. The programming you're about to see will actually accelerate your evolution. 10 lifetimes per viewing.
Aha! I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you. Watch.
So does that mean that there are people voluntarily watching Jersey Shore right now? If so, God help them.
But, as it turns out, even though everyone watching the broadcast is seeing a different show, at some point everyone is also seeing Norman, and not everyone is happy about it.
At the tippy top of the world's tallest corporate tower, it's not a bit festive in the world control offices of Drek, Dank, Dirge, and Merc.
You really shouldn't smoke, Miss Grover.
Mr. Merck, Dr. Dirge to see you?
Glad you could make it, Mucky.
Everything is out of control.
I tell you what's out of control. When they're on the air, we're not on the air.
And that's why I'm here.
How do we stop it when there could be hundreds of different broadcast points? Everyone sees something different.
But everybody sees this.
This is followed by footage of Norm freaking out and eventually waking up in bed.
Never again with the burrito. Oh. TV and space and mind control and desert. Hey, babe. You're beautiful. We don't want to control your mind. We just want to control your inclinations.
I love you folks. I love you folks. I'm Snappy Patter. Snappy Mania, not actual jokes, but incredible facsimiles. If you've ever facsimile, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's find out about this lovely audience. How many people from out of town? How many people from out of? How many people from out? How many people from? How many people? How many? How? Nice talking to you.
Oh crap, the transmission is evil. It's showing us bad stand-up comedy. Fast forward! Fast forward!
As Norm flips through the channels, he suddenly sees himself on the screen and flips out again and finds himself back in the Shadoevision audience.
Welcome back, Norm. You ever notice how sometimes things happen to you you just don't understand, and then later you're really glad they happened?
Yeah, Norm, this isn't one of those times. And by now, I'm certain all of you out there are looking at all this and going, what the hell is this? What's going on? Well, let's check back in with Dr. Oak. Maybe this time he's got something useful to say.
Shocking? Indeed. We scientists call it polyscopic hypnovation, or a state of accelerated, unexpected events taking place in a perpetually delirious assault on the accepted and the unexpected.
Meanwhile, back at the plot, Faith begins searching for Norman, unaware that Dirge and Merc have sent a couple of goons out to snatch her, since she's the only lead they have for finding Norman.
Morning, directing Dirge and Merck. You're in Merck's office. Perky Grover speaking.
Tell Merck they have visual contact.
Who's calling, please?
Torque und Riek.
Who's calling, please?
Torque und Riek.
Torque and Reek?
Riek. No, Torque.
We have visual contact.
Don't hurt her. Bring her in. Where's your boyfriend, Miss Pate?
Norman?
Don't play games. We believe he's behind the broadcast.
You mean the TV?
It's on everywhere. Nut? Apparently everyone sees something different.
Maybe you'd like to sit in my lap.
But everyone sees Norman. Sure.
And right as things start to look bad for Faith, we get...
You make me nervous and hot to look at all that you got. You know, you get my head down and put my neck in a knot.
Random footage and a very weird song. But that's not relevant here, so let's check in with Johnny Dakota.
I hope you all enjoyed that little train of thought. I know I did.
I know I did. Yahoo!
You know, Wiggy, lost trains of thought still exist and can be ridden.
And I know I wouldn't mind riding on one.
Let's take another little ride there, Wiggy. Let's take it along with the Illuminarians, Harley Quibber, and the Electrolytic Orchestra, a little favorite of mine called 3D 2A TV. Take it, Harley!
Take it, Harley! Take it!
Yeah, I think I know how to deal with this.
Another example of how much fun brain damage can turn out to be.
Back at World Control headquarters, Merc and Dirge try to get Faith to talk by shaving her head. For no good reason.
Look, Shadoevision, I don't know what the hell you're going on about, but could you please just answer one basic...
Okay, the big question, the big cheesy stain in everybody's mind that just won't go away today is, where did we come from? How did we get here from there? What was there that wasn't, and where was that what that wasn't from in the first place? Well, here in the Mediterranean is Dr. Winston Tabor.
Howdy again, friends. Winnie Tabor with you. You know, friends, where do we come from? Are we just a vast ocean of squiggly squishies, eating and being eaten? Living in a sea of diseased, grotesque air creatures we can't even see? Huh? And is all this twisting, living muck, all this endless, infinite, universal gunk, just like some big throbbing probe looking for an orifice?
Let's get back to what little plot we have here.
After Johnny interviews a guy who claims to be able to blow up tomatoes with his mind thanks to watching the broadcast, Wiggy comes up to him with disturbing news.
Sorry, Commander, but this is really important. Wiggy, there is a tomato. This is overwhelmingly more than just very, very, very important, sir.
I would like to watch this if you don't mind.
Sir, doorways was left open.
Pardon me?
Interdimensional doorway?
Wiggy, an interdimensional doorway, the kind that link every dimension of now and then and here and there, the kind that when left open pull all of everything into a big nothing, more incredibly nothing than anything we've ever known. I hope you're joking.
I wish I was, but look, it's open.
Who is it?
Norman Jones.
What an asshole.
So Johnny grabs Norman and hauls him off to close the door that Norm left open, with Norm whining all the way.
Have any idea what you have done?
Wait a minute. What I've done? Excuse me, Mr. Johnny, but just a friggin' minute here. I wake up this morning, I do my job, I talk to my girl, I'm a happy guy. Then you come along, I'm snatched off the street, thrown in the clock world, tossed through space, I crash through the ceiling of sun. No, you can't just. I'm strapped down, tied with pork rinds. Remember this, forget that, think about it, and now...
Norm, we have a door, you've got to close it, and if you don't, you're going to die.
After being chased through the desert and an encounter with the manager of Fateways, your dimension connection, it's revealed that in order to close the door, Norman has to change his point of view, which involves eating an ungodly huge insect.
You've got to have faith!
How about it, Faith? What do you say?
I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned in all this.
Why? Oh, come on. If you can eat this, anything's possible.
All right, Faith, I'm afraid your time is up.
10 seconds is up to you, Lord. Change the future by changing now.
It's all in how you look at it.
So Norm closes the door, causing Faith to hurtle through an identical door and out of Dirge and Merc's clutches, and from this point, things start to get weird.
Yep, everything you've seen so far is the stuff that makes sense.
If none of this makes sense to you,
Really?
it may already be too late.
And how?
Part 2 of Shadoevision opens with a recap for those who were completely lost about what happened in Part 1.
And remember how Norm closed that big, ominous door to his past, changing time and space forever, and hurling poor Faith strapped down and screaming into an infinite unknown? What next?
Do not be alarmed, but research teams have proven that brain worms do exist. Carnivorous little parasites, worms with teeth. They do this. Do this. They're in there, gnawing and tearing away brain tissue. In fact, your head works like an incubator for the breeding and feeding of these filthy little...
Monkey mind goes chitter, chatter, chitter, chatter.
Where do they come from? Nobody knows. Why do they multiply? Bad at it. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. It's impossible. It'll never work. Worms. There's only one way to stop them. A chortle, a chuckle, a giggle, guffaw. A yuck.
I don't know about you, but this is getting too damn weird for me. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what to think of this show so far. You know what? I need an expert opinion. Gentlemen?
The format scares me, frankly.
Well, it's not very funny.
I agree.
It's not very funny to me.
I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on at any time.
So,
what's the format?
Is it comedy or what?
I can't follow it. It's a little bit...
I don't know.
It was good.
It's a little too fast.
I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on at any time.
Well, it's way...
I agree. I agree. We could use...
I think you agree.
I agree.
Anyway, what follows is a bunch of random crap involving some suburban couple watching the Shadoevision broadcast. Meanwhile, Norm finds himself landing in a completely different Shadoevision broadcast, which is revealed as in an anti-universe with an anti-Johnny Dakota hosting it.
Welcome back, Norm. You ever notice how no matter where you go, you always end up in the same place? Funny, huh?
Yes, I keep trying this. But every time I wake up, I'm still watching this show.
Welcome to Cooking with Madge. Listen, this week we're going to look at the wonderful world of baloney. Yeah! Listen, I know a lot of you out there give baloney a bad rap, and it's not necessary because baloney is really an all-purpose household item and food. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's quite enough of that. Moving on.
If I can be candid, I find it tasteless. It's no laughing, and it's certainly not Johnny Carson.
I agree. I agree. We could use...
It's not network. It's not network. What happens to the audience? Do they stay in space or go to Earth or what?
If you want to make money, do a game show. I didn't see. I didn't get the host. I don't know who's talking to who.
No.
I don't know.
No.
There's no You're right. Comfort. I agree.
I said moving on. God, could we just please get someone with a PhD in something to explain all this?
Hello, this is Scientifically Yours, and I'm Professor Emil Pucker. So now a demonstration of excitement with the externalization of pressed mineral compounds on versus interior-exterior pressurizations.
Change it.
Oh, believe me, I wish I could. But there's still 15 minutes of this show left.
15 more minutes of more randomness involving the comedian, the baloney lady, footage from the first half of the show, and...
Alien intercourse.
And basically, the next few minutes are a lot of random imagery and a lot of loud music.
I do not know what this means to humankind, but I can tell you this. It might be better.
Because, you know, that's what really enhances an entertainment experience. Loud music that drowns out the dialogue. Truly, that's what this show is missing. Golf balls and a photographed picture of Spiro Agnew.
Well, what is going on here? Is the very fabric of reality being torn short of the idea of the way?
You know, the more I look at this show, the more I'm starting to think I know what they're going for here. It all comes down to the Dada school of art. You see, Dadaism was an art movement that began with the avant-garde in Europe in the early 20th century. It was founded in Zurich, Switzerland, and spread to Berlin shortly thereafter. And basically, to quote one of the founders of the...
I'm sorry, that's the boring alert. We've got to go to, car crash.
Okay, I'm completely confused. I have no idea what the hell is going on anymore. I mean, the experts are no help, the executives are no help. Somebody, anybody, just tell me what this show is about.
I don't know if anyone can hear this. I was once Johnny Dakota. I may still be. What I really have to tell you is this, and I can only hope that someone can hear it. Norm Jones closed the door to his past and opened up infinite possibility. Right at this moment, the show I was once hosting is still being broadcast, while at the same time, in another dimension, the anti-Johnny is broadcasting strange mutations of that same reality. And meanwhile, you yourself, watching at home, may be part of a broadcast at this very moment. Certain foreign manufacturers have been installing television cameras in every TV made since 1952. Now, if none of this makes sense to you, it may already be too late. But that's not important right now. The most important thing you need to know right now at this point in your life is that partly I hope you're not affecting my voice. I'm trying to speak to you because I vergesse mich nach haben ist der noch Netz. I hope that you're hearing what I'm saying. I hope that you can understand it for my Cassidy. Every night you dream 10 pounds of dreams. At this rate, our planet is gaining weight at 11 billion pounds a night and will soon sink from sight. For the sake of your children, stay awake. But what's more important than that is
That didn't explain anything. Executives?
Well, it's nice costumes, but I think it needs more girls. Is that the end? What's too short? How do you tell? That's too short. Too fast. Too fast. Too short. Who is the shadow part? Where's I don't see where the name fits. So I don't know. It was good. To heck with tradition. I loved it personally.
And that's Shadoevision. What else can I say?
Comedy experiment is definitely the right term for this show. While the plot involving a transdimensional pirate TV broadcast is interesting enough, and Norm is a delightfully obnoxious sort of hero, the rapid-fire pacing and randomness of the various segments, not to mention the use of stock footage and the general abandonment of the plot in the second half of the show, could be alienating to some viewers.
Now, all my little exaggerations aside, really, I kind of like this show. It has a surreal silliness to it that reminds me of the Firesign Theater or the more incoherent episodes of Monty Python's Flying Circus. And overall, I've seen better, but I've also seen worse. And the great thing is that Shadoe Stevens has made the entire thing available on YouTube for anyone to view. So head on over there and check it out, but just be advised that it's not for everybody. And also be thankful that there isn't really a world control organization out there trying to stop things like this from being seen. I'm Dubious Khan. Join me next time for another trip into the Idiot Box.
Shadoevision, mind control.